What if your life has a hidden thread guiding you, just like the ancient Greeks believed? What if fate is not here to control you, but to walk beside you? What if every moment you feel lost is actually a turning point you have not understood yet? What if the ancient gods did not rule destiny to punish people, but to guide them? And what if this forgotten wisdom can still help you shape your future today? In the ancient world, people looked up at the sky, the sea, the storms, and even their own fears, and believed there was a deeper order behind everything. They did not see fate as a locked map or a fixed path. They saw life as a thread woven with choices, mistakes, courage, fear, hope, and sudden changes. They believed powerful forces watched over human life, not to limit people, but to keep balance. They understood something many of us forget today. Life is shaped by both direction and decision. This video takes you into that hidden world, the world where gods ruled the sky, the sea, the underworld, wisdom, clarity, home, and even the fragile threads of life itself. These stories were not only myths, they were emotional tools that helped people understand loss, stress, confusion, love, responsibility, and the fear of the unknown. The Greeks used symbols, storms for anger, threads for life, fire for inspiration, journeys for growth, to explain the things we still struggle with today. As you listen, you will discover the secret hierarchy that shaped their understanding of destiny. You will see how different gods guided different parts of human life: choices, timing, endings, courage, balance, emotional strength, and inner clarity. Each chapter will reveal a lesson that can help you understand your own struggles in a deeper, kinder, and calmer way. By the time we reach the final part, you will see fate not as something that controls you, but as something that works with you. So stay with this video until the end. You will find answers that the ancient world kept safe for thousands of years. And if these stories touch you, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us bring more meaningful stories to you. Long before written books, science, or modern thinking, people looked at the world around them and felt there were forces they could not see but could feel. They watched the change of seasons, the rising sun, the sudden storms, the long nights, the good harvests, the bad years, and the unpredictable moments of life. Everything felt connected. This is why the early Greeks believed that fate was not a small idea or a scary rule. It was the natural way life moved. They thought destiny was shaped by nature, time, and invisible patterns that humans could not fully understand but could learn from. Life was not random. It had rhythm. Because they faced fear, sickness, war, hunger, and loss without modern explanations, they created stories to understand why things happened. These stories became the first myths of fate. Instead of thinking, life is unfair, they asked, what is life trying to teach me? They believed that fate did not control every step, but it guided people through lessons, challenges, and chances. Every event had meaning. A difficult path taught courage. A painful loss taught strength. A lucky moment opened new doors. A delay protected them from harm. They felt that destiny was shaped not only by higher forces, but also by their own behavior, choices, respect, courage, and responsibility. This belief helped them face fear with understanding. When a storm destroyed a boat, they believed there was a hidden message about caution or change. When a traveler got lost and then found a better path, they believed destiny had protected him. When a family suffered and later grew stronger, they saw it as a lesson in patience and unity. Fate was not punishment, it was guidance. It moved with every decision a person made. Today, Many people misunderstand fate. Some think destiny is fixed and cannot be changed. Others think everything is random and has no meaning at all. But the ancient view offers a better balance. Fate is a mix of direction and choice. Life gives us chances, challenges, people, endings, beginnings, and moments that shape us. But we choose how we respond. We choose how to grow. We choose what to learn. The Greeks believed that life is like a long path with many turns, and while destiny shows the road, our choices decide how far we go. The ancient roots of fate remind us that our story is not locked. It is shaped every day by our decisions, our courage, and our willingness to learn from everything life brings. Fate is not a cage. It is a guide that walks with us as we shape our own journey. In Greek mythology, the idea of fate became clearer through three powerful sisters known as the Moirai, or the Fates. People believed these three women watched over every life from beginning to end. They were not seen as cruel judges, but as quiet guides who made sure life had structure, balance, and purpose. Each sister played a different role, and together they created the path every person walked. Their work explained life's beginnings, its important moments, and the times when things had to end. The first sister, Clotho, held the spindle that spun the thread of life. Her thread symbolized every beginning: birth, new opportunities, new people entering your life, the start of a job, the start of a dream, or even a fresh chance after failure. The Greeks believed that when Clotho spun your thread, she wasn't only giving you life, she was giving you possibilities. Every new relationship, every new idea, every moment of inspiration was part of her work. Clotho reminded people that life always starts with hope, even if the path ahead is unknown. The second sister, Lachesis, measured the thread. She did not measure how long a person lived in days or years. Instead, she measured the events, the turning points, the challenges, and the moments that shaped a person. She represented timing, why some things happen early, why some happen late, and why some take time. The Greeks believed that when you face a hard test, meet someone important, take a risk, or learn something life-changing, Lachesis is at work. She also showed that growth takes time, and every stage of life has meaning. Nothing is wasted. Then came the third sister, Atropos, the one who cut the thread. Though her role sounded frightening, the Greeks saw her as the bringer of natural endings. She represented closure. When a chapter ends, when a dream changes, when a relationship fades, or when life shifts in a way we cannot stop. Atropos reminded people that endings are not punishments. They are necessary for new beginnings. Without endings, nothing new could be born. Together, the Moirai showed that life is not random. Every stage has a purpose. Every beginning carries a lesson. Every middle brings growth. Every ending creates space for something new. Their message is still true today. Our lives are shaped by timing, effort, choices, consequences, and change. Deadlines, transitions, new chapters, difficult goodbyes, and unexpected chances are all part of this thread. The story of the Moirai teaches us that fate is not something to fear. It is a gentle structure that helps us move forward, learn, grow, and become stronger through every stage of life. In Greek mythology, Zeus stood at the highest point of the heavens, ruling the sky, the storms, the lightning, and the order of the world. People looked up to him as the protector who brought justice, balance, and safety to both gods and humans. Yet even with all his strength, Zeus never claimed full control over fate. He respected the fates because he understood that no one, not even the ruler of the sky, should control every detail of a person's life. This belief made his story not just about power, but about responsibility and wisdom. The Greeks imagined Zeus watching over the world from the clouds, making sure that chaos did not take over. When storms raged, they believed he was reminding people of their limits. When the sky cleared, they believed he was bringing peace. His thunderbolts symbolized sudden lessons and sharp moments of truth, the kind of moments that force a person to step back and think about their actions. People saw Zeus not only as a king, but as a teacher, showing that strength must be used wisely. Even though Zeus had the authority to punish, guide, and protect, he never replaced the role of the fates. He understood that every person needed space to choose, grow, learn, and face the results of their own decisions. This idea remains important for us today. Real leadership does not mean controlling others. It means guiding with fairness, patience, and respect. A parent who listens before correcting, a teacher who explains instead of scolding, or a leader who makes choices carefully. All of them follow the same principle that Zeus represented: strength balanced with humility. Zeus also taught that having power does not remove the need for responsibility. He made mistakes, he corrected them, and he learned from them. His stories reminded the Greeks that even the greatest figures must reflect on their choices. Power without fairness becomes harmful, but power with wisdom creates balance. This is something we see in modern life too. A person can have authority at home, at work, or in friendships, but how they use that authority shapes the trust others place in them. The lessons from Zeus show that life requires both courage and understanding. We need to stay strong when facing challenges, yet gentle when dealing with others. We must know when to act and when to step back. Zeus reminds us that even in moments when we feel powerful, when things go right, when people trust us, when we make important decisions, we must stay humble and aware that fate, life, and timing play their own roles too. True strength lies not in control, but in balance. In Greek mythology, Apollo stood as the god of light, truth, and prophecy, guiding people through moments when life felt confusing or heavy. His presence brought clarity during times when humans could not understand what was happening around them. People believed that Apollo helped them see beyond fear and uncertainty. This is why thousands traveled to the Oracle of Delphi, his sacred place, hoping to receive guidance for difficult choices. They walked long distances, climbed mountains, and waited for days because they believed that finding direction was worth every effort. The messages they received were often mysterious and not easy to understand. They came in short, puzzling lines that forced people to think deeply. Apollo did not give simple, direct answers because he wanted humans to use their own wisdom. He believed that true understanding comes when a person slows down, reflects, and listens to their inner voice. The Greeks understood that life's biggest decisions cannot be rushed. They require calm thinking, patience, and self-awareness. Apollo's unclear answers taught people to explore their own fears and hopes instead of expecting someone else to tell them what to do. This idea speaks strongly to our world today. When we face stress, confusion, or crossroads, we often look for quick answers. We want someone to guide us, reassure us, or make decisions for us. But Apollo's message reminds us that clarity comes from within. When we take time to breathe, think, and understand our emotions, we make better choices. When we stop reacting with fear and start observing our thoughts calmly, we see paths we could not see before. The same wisdom that guided ancient travelers can guide us now. Apollo also symbolized healing, balance, and order. His light represented the moment when the mind becomes clear after being clouded for too long. Many myths describe him helping heroes see the truth about their journeys, mistakes, and strengths. Instead of judging them, he showed them how to correct their paths with courage and understanding. His guidance was never about predicting an unchangeable future. It was about helping people see the future they could build through better choices. Even today, real clarity often arrives when we pause and reflect. When we step away from noise, confusion, and pressure, the right direction becomes easier to recognize. Apollo teaches that understanding ourselves, our fears, dreams, and doubts is the first step towards shaping our destiny. His lessons remind us that we do not need perfect answers. We just need enough light to take the next step. Through Apollo, the ancient Greeks learned that wisdom grows when we trust our inner voice. And when we learn to do that, the path ahead becomes clearer, even in the most confusing times. Destiny sometimes feels like a strong wind pushing us forward, but many times it feels like a soft whisper we almost miss. Greek myths remind us that fate often hides inside moments that look small or normal. In everyday life, we usually wait for big signs to tell us what to do. But destiny often speaks through tiny moments, an idea that keeps returning, a thought you cannot ignore, or a feeling that tells you something in your life needs to change. These small signals are not accidents. They are gentle pulls, leading you toward the next step you are meant to take. Take the story of Theseus. Long before he entered the labyrinth to face the Minotaur, people usually talk about the final battle, but his destiny actually began when he made a simple choice. He decided to take the hard road instead of the easy one. Along the way, he faced small challenges, nothing as big as the Minotaur, but each one shaped his courage. These small tests trained him for the moment he would face something far greater. Many people in today's world forget this truth. They ignore small challenges, thinking they are useless. But destiny uses these moments to shape your strength little by little. Another powerful idea shown in myths is that destiny grows through clarity. Before a hero finds their path, they often go through confusion. Even Achilles, known for his unmatched strength, had moments where he questioned what kind of person he wanted to be. His inner conflict did not weaken his destiny, it sharpened it. In real life, confusion is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that you are learning about yourself. When you question your next step, it means you are preparing for a clearer path ahead. Destiny uses confusion to clean the old thoughts that hold you back. Destiny also works through timing. In many myths, heroes meet the right person at the right moment. Ariadne meets Theseus, Athena guides Odysseus, and Hermes delivers messages at the exact moment they are needed. None of these meetings happen early or late. This shows that the right people and the right ideas come when you are ready to receive them. Maybe someone entered your life recently and pushed you to think differently. Maybe you heard a story or saw a moment that changed your heart. These things are not random. They are signs that your path is turning. Finally, destiny becomes stronger when you take responsibility for your choices. Greek heroes never sit and wait for fate to do everything. They act, they decide, they move forward even when they are scared. This is the real lesson. Destiny can guide you, but you must walk. When you take one step with courage, fate supports you with 10 steps of opportunity. That is how destiny grows, through your willingness to move even when the path is not clear. In Greek myths, Hermes acted as the messenger between gods and humans, helping heroes find their way, delivering important advice, and opening opportunities at just the right moment. Destiny does not work alone. It comes through communication, connections, and clarity. Often, heroes failed not because they lacked strength, but because they did not notice the help that was given, misunderstood the signs, or ignored advice. In real life, missing guidance or misreading signals can create mistakes, but these moments also teach patience, awareness, and attentiveness. Observing carefully, listening deeply, and taking advice thoughtfully can help us respond in ways that shape our lives positively. Hermes also demonstrates the importance of timing. Many myths tell us that he delivered messages, tools, or guidance only when the hero was truly ready. Perseus received the winged sandals and the guidance to defeat Medusa at the exact moment he could use them wisely. This shows that help often comes not too early or too late, but when we are prepared to act. In our lives, chances, meetings, or ideas appear at the right moment. Learning to notice and act upon them is essential because destiny works best when opportunity and readiness meet. Even when signs arrive, our response decides whether they shape our path or pass by unnoticed. Flexibility and openness are also essential. Heroes in myths often faced sudden changes, unexpected obstacles, or confusing instructions, and they had to adapt quickly. Life today works in the same way. Unexpected challenges are inevitable. Being flexible, curious, and willing to adjust allows us to make the most of what fate offers. Along with clear thinking, patient observation, and the courage to act, flexibility completes the tools we need to navigate life successfully. Choice is central to destiny. Receiving guidance, messages, or opportunities does not replace the responsibility to act. Heroes were given advice, tools, and signs, but they had to choose the right moment, the right path, and the right actions to move forward. Similarly, in our lives, we shape our destiny by combining guidance with action, awareness, and courage. When we listen, observe, and act thoughtfully, destiny unfolds with purpose and meaning, showing that life is a balance between the help we receive and the choices we make. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, strategy, and protection, played a unique role in guiding heroes and shaping destiny. In Greek myths, she did not force anyone to act or take a path, but she provided insight, ideas, and protection to those who were ready to learn and act. People looked to her for guidance in difficult situations, where clever thinking and courage were needed more than raw strength. She showed that life often requires not only bravery, but also careful thought, patience, and understanding. Heroes like Odysseus and Perseus succeeded not just because they were strong, but because Athena helped them see solutions, recognize opportunities, and avoid hidden dangers. Her wisdom demonstrates that knowledge and planning are essential parts of navigating life, and that destiny often moves through insight as much as through action. Athena also represents strategy and preparation. In myths, she guided heroes to think ahead, to notice patterns, and to consider consequences before acting. When Odysseus faced the Trojan War and the challenges of returning home, Athena's guidance helped him use his mind as much as his skill. She taught that careful planning does not remove the risk of failure, but it increases the chances of success. In real life, this is equally true. Life is full of unexpected challenges. But when we observe carefully, plan our next steps, and learn from past experiences, we navigate difficulties more effectively. Athena reminds us that understanding the situation, weighing options, and acting thoughtfully often leads to better outcomes than rushing blindly forward. Another important lesson from Athena is courage balanced with wisdom. Heroes under her guidance often faced frightening choices, dangerous enemies, or uncertain paths. Athena did not remove the danger, but she gave them clarity and confidence. Similarly, life does not always become easy, even when guidance is present. True courage comes when we act despite fear, using wisdom to make better decisions. Facing challenges with both courage and intelligence strengthens our character and shapes our destiny in meaningful ways. Athena also teaches the importance of learning and growth. Heroes who ignored her guidance often failed, while those who listened, adapted, and grew became stronger and more capable. In our own lives, listening to advice, learning from mistakes, and being open to new knowledge improves our ability to make the right decisions. Wisdom is not just knowing facts, it is applying knowledge to take action, make choices, and overcome obstacles. Destiny works through these lessons, guiding us toward growth, resilience, and understanding. Finally, Athena shows that guidance alone is not enough. We must act, apply what we learn, and face challenges with both thought and bravery. When we combine insight, preparation, courage, and the willingness to grow, we move in harmony with destiny, shaping our path while learning to navigate life with skill and wisdom. Hades, the god of the underworld, had a role in Greek mythology that many misunderstood. People often thought of him as a figure of fear, death, or punishment, but in truth, he represented the natural endings and transformations that are part of life. He controlled the underworld, where life and death met, and he reminded humans that every ending carries meaning. Greek myths show that endings are not final punishments. They are transitions that allow new beginnings. Just like the seasons change, people move through stages of life, learning, growing, and preparing for what comes next. Hades' presence teaches that accepting change, loss, and closure is part of shaping our destiny. Hades also shows that power and responsibility go together. In myths, he ruled a world that humans could not see, balancing order and justice among the souls he governed. He did not act out of cruelty, but out of a sense of duty to maintain harmony. This reminds us that life has rules and natural consequences, and respecting them helps us navigate challenges wisely. When we face difficult situations, whether endings of relationships, career changes, or personal loss, Hades' story encourages us to see the purpose behind these transitions. Every ending is an opportunity to grow stronger, learn something new, and prepare for what comes next. Another lesson from Hades is patience and understanding. Heroes in myths often had to journey into his domain to complete important tasks, and these journeys required courage, reflection, and endurance. Life often asks the same from us. We encounter situations that feel heavy or unfair, and it can take time to understand why they happen. Hades teaches that enduring challenges and reflecting on their meaning helps us gain insight and wisdom. Through patience, we begin to see the lessons hidden in endings, and we can use these lessons to guide our choices in the future. Hades also highlights the importance of acceptance. Resistance to change or denial of endings often caused more suffering in myths. When heroes accepted the natural order, they gained clarity, strength, and the ability to move forward. Similarly, in our lives, accepting that some things must end allows us to focus on new opportunities and build a better path. Avoiding endings or clinging to what is past can trap us in confusion and delay progress. Acceptance, like Hades' guidance, is a quiet but powerful way to align ourselves with life's flow. Finally, Hades teaches that endings are not separate from destiny. They are an essential part of it. Every conclusion creates space for growth, new experiences, and deeper understanding. Life moves in cycles, and embracing these cycles helps us navigate challenges with courage, patience, and awareness. By understanding endings as part of the natural order, we can live more fully, make wiser choices, and move in harmony with the hidden threads of fate that guide our journey. Demeter, the goddess of harvest and growth, played a crucial role in Greek mythology by showing how nurturing, patience, and care influence destiny. She was not just a provider of food and abundance, she represented the cycles of life, the importance of effort, and the need to tend to what we want to grow. Her story teaches that progress and success do not happen instantly. Crops take time to grow, and similarly, personal growth, relationships, and goals require patience, dedication, and careful attention. The Greeks believed that when people worked steadily, respected the cycles of nature, and nurtured what they had, they were in harmony with destiny, and abundance followed naturally. One of the most important lessons from Demeter is the balance between loss and hope. When her daughter Persephone was taken to the underworld, Demeter grieved deeply, and the earth grew barren. This myth shows that even in loss, there is a natural rhythm, and new growth is possible after hardship. Life often mirrors this cycle. People face setbacks, disappointment, or periods of struggle, but these moments prepare the ground for new opportunities. Understanding that challenges are part of a larger pattern allows us to respond with resilience rather than despair. Demeter's story teaches that hope and effort, even during difficult times, are essential for shaping a positive path forward. Demeter also emphasizes the power of nurturing and responsibility. In myths, she cared for the earth, ensuring that plants and harvests flourished. Her guidance shows that we must actively participate in our lives. Destiny does not work without our effort. Goals, relationships, and dreams require attention, care, and patience. Just as a farmer waters, tends, and protects the crops, we must nurture our talents, decisions, and opportunities. Ignoring responsibilities or expecting results without effort can prevent growth, while steady care aligns us with life's flow. Another key lesson is timing and cycles. Demeter's power over the seasons reminds us that everything has its own rhythm. Success cannot be forced, and rushing often leads to mistakes. Life moves in stages, and each stage prepares us for the next. By observing the natural timing of events, we can act wisely, understanding when to wait and when to take decisive steps. Patience, combined with persistent effort, ensures that when the moment is right, progress happens smoothly. Finally, Demeter shows that nurturing others and sharing what we have strengthens destiny. Her care of the earth benefited all humans, and her love for Persephone influenced both the living and the natural world. Similarly, when we support others, offer guidance, and invest in the well-being of our communities, we create positive ripples that shape our own journey and the lives of those around us. Through patience, effort, understanding cycles, and nurturing, destiny becomes a living, growing path rather than a fixed or harsh force. In Greek mythology, Poseidon, the god of the sea, earthquakes, and storms, demonstrates how power, unpredictability, and adaptability shape destiny. His influence shows that life is not always calm or predictable, and sometimes the forces around us are beyond our control. The sea he ruled represents both opportunity and challenge, symbolizing moments when life moves with ease and moments when obstacles appear suddenly. Heroes who faced Poseidon's power had to learn how to navigate both the calm and the storm. Similarly, in real life, we encounter smooth periods and turbulent challenges, and how we respond determines the path of our destiny. Learning to remain steady, patient, and adaptable in all circumstances allows us to move forward even when life seems unpredictable. Poseidon also teaches the importance of respect for natural forces and consequences. In myths, those who angered him faced storms, shipwrecks, or difficult journeys. His power was not meant to punish arbitrarily, but to remind humans that actions have effects and that life requires responsibility. Modern life works in the same way. Choices, habits, and decisions have consequences, and ignoring them often leads to difficulties. Recognizing the effects of our actions and acting with thoughtfulness and care aligns us with the natural flow of life and helps us navigate challenges successfully. Another lesson from Poseidon is adaptability. The sea is ever-changing, and sailors in Greek myths needed to adjust constantly to waves, currents, and storms. Heroes who could adapt thrived, while those who resisted change struggled. In our own lives, plans rarely go perfectly. Unexpected events, setbacks, or sudden opportunities require flexibility. By remaining open, creative, and willing to change direction when needed, we can turn obstacles into advantages. Adaptability, combined with courage, ensures that destiny continues to move in a positive direction, even in uncertainty. Poseidon also symbolizes hidden potential and resourcefulness. The sea he ruled held treasures, paths, and opportunities, but they were accessible only to those who understood how to navigate carefully. Similarly, life offers hidden chances that require observation, learning, and effort to discover. When we explore our surroundings, take calculated risks, and act with insight, we unlock possibilities that shape our future in ways that are not immediately visible. Finally, Poseidon's story teaches balance between power and restraint. His strength was immense, but misuse of power led to disaster. Heroes learned to respect his force and act with responsibility. In life, our abilities, resources, and influence must be guided by wisdom, patience, and care. By combining courage, adaptability, respect for consequences, and awareness of hidden opportunities, we align ourselves with destiny, navigating life's waves successfully while creating meaningful progress and growth. Throughout these stories of the Greek gods, we can see how destiny works in many different ways, shaping lives through guidance, challenges, timing, and choices. Each god had a role, showing us that life is a combination of our actions, the help we receive, the lessons we learn, and the natural flow of the world. Zeus reminded us that strength must be balanced with fairness and responsibility. Apollo showed that clarity and inner reflection guide us through confusion. Hermes taught that guidance, timing, and paying attention to signs can make a big difference, while Athena showed that wisdom, planning, and courage help us move forward even when challenges seem impossible. Demeter taught the importance of patience, nurturing, and understanding cycles, while Hades reminded us that endings and change are part of life and open the way for new beginnings. Poseidon showed that life is sometimes unpredictable and requires adaptability, respect, and careful navigation. Through these gods, we can learn that destiny is not a fixed path, but a living journey shaped by choices, effort, and awareness. Life often tests us with small challenges and moments that seem unimportant, but these moments carry meaning. They teach patience, courage, and reflection, and they prepare us for bigger steps ahead. Mistakes, confusion, and setbacks are not failures. They are lessons that help us understand ourselves and the world better. Listening to guidance, observing carefully, learning from experience, and acting with responsibility allow us to shape our own path. Just as the heroes in myths had to grow, adapt, and make choices, we too can navigate life's challenges by combining courage, wisdom, patience, and awareness. These myths also remind us that destiny works in connection with others. Help, advice, and opportunities often arrive through people or signs, but we must recognize them and act. Being open, flexible, and willing to learn ensures that we make the most of what life offers. When we combine effort with reflection, action with understanding, and courage with care, we align ourselves with the flow of life. By following these lessons, we can face challenges, overcome obstacles, and move toward a meaningful and balanced future. Destiny is not about luck or control alone. It is about awareness, responsibility, learning, and the courage to keep moving forward, step by step, every day.